Want to give thanks to all of my friends and family, to all those that may be finding me for the first time. I go by the name of Yahira Lobos, and my birth name is Francine DeGiorgio. I am an Oracle New Earth visionary and consultant. I am the founder of Crystal Nations. Crystal Nations is a collective where we rock hounds around the United States and we build medicine wheels to honor the sacred, the north, the east, the west, the south, above, below, within. We call in our benefic guides and we pray. We pray with the earth and for all of humanity, and we pray for all global concerns that are taking place on the planet. We pay mind and reverence and give thanks to the earth. Pachamama, Gaia, is our cosmic mother, and we are here to uphold the sacred. With that being said, I will be reading some cards from Through the Eyes of the Soul. This is a beautiful deck by Cheryl Yambrock Rose. I'll be reading a few cards from this oracle deck and also sharing some of the current energies on this full moon in Virgo. So happy full moon in Virgo to all of you. This is a very splendid time to have a ritual or a ceremony to be able to purify and sit by the sacred fire tonight. If you have a fireplace or a safe place where you could light a fire, I invite you to do a fire ceremony this evening. I am super connected to all of the teachings that are coming with the water, the fire, the earth, and the air. And I'm so grateful that Alberto Velado, who is on YouTube, is also sharing his fire purification ceremony in a video. Just hit in the search bar Alberto Velado, Villoldo. Forgive me if I mispronounced his name. I do have a bit of a speech impediment, but he is the founder of Four Winds Society in Peru. And today I was blessed to sit in one of his teachings through the Shaman's Portal. And today he shared a beautiful fire ritual. And there are many different ways to sit with the fire. You can do a fire purification ritual, or you can sit in with your ancestors and pray with your ancestors with the fire. Just lighting the fire and sitting by the fire is a connection to the light of this planet and also to our ancestors. The veil right now is very thin. This is a full moon in Virgo, which is an earth sign. So it is Virgo, the virgin, the maiden, who is also a representative of assisting all of humanity. In the month of September are the Virgos, and anybody who was born in the month of September, God bless you all. You're considered to be like pure souls. You're really here to assist humanity in getting clarity and purifying our body, mind, heart, and soul. And right now, we happen to be in what is known as the Great Purification, the Hopi, and these are the Kachinas behind me. We want to give thanks to Father and Mother, Brown Face, Eagle Dancer. We want to give thanks to all of the Kachinas out there. I've been blessed to travel in North America and sit with councils and ask a lot of questions about where we are in this world today and how we can better ourselves as humanity and find peace on earth. last year on February 22nd of 2022, I was led to the Hopi Reservation and received a lot of information through my higher self and the land and our ancestors, and literally from some of the men and the women that blessed me and my friends and sat with us and shared information about this world. And part of that was that we are in what is known as the Great Purification, for we are approaching what is known as the fifth world, going into the sixth. And we are ending an old patriarchal society paradigm. The paradigm of what once was is no longer. And we are in this really weird, it feels like we're between times. And I call us the transition team. For many of you may have also been aware of all of the prophecies that are also coming true right now. So it's not just the Hopi prophecy, but we have prophecies that are foretold in almost every country around the world. The Hawaiians, the Australians, the New Zealanders, the Africans, those in Tibet, those in Japan, those in China, all of us here in North America, all of our Pueblo Native American brothers and sisters even have different prophecies. And with that being said, we're looking at religion and prayer right now. And as I've been building medicine wheels with Crystal Nations Collective for the last 10 years, I've been doing it as a volunteer. I traveled around North America when Great Creator gave me the biggest hoorah wake up call in 2012. I'm going to save that story because I'm getting ready to do a monologue, hopefully next year. And I'm in the process of writing a book and writing out the monologue. I have a profound story as a light being, as a light worker who once was born in Suffern, New York. Literally, there is a city named Suffern, and I was born there. And I was born backwards in this world, and I was born into this world with two broken ribs. And so the first breath of my life was in excruciating pain, confusion, and there was a lot going on in 1971 when I was born in Suffern, New York. And it's been a long journey since then. And the first 50 years of my life has been all about really experiencing the pain of this planet. And there were times that I had experienced such pain when I was really young that I would actually say out loud, wow, now I know what it feels like to be beat, raped, this, that. And I experienced these things as a witness from a young age. And I've been an oracle since I was born. And all of the people on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok, they might not be able to say the same thing. And right now, everybody wants to be a channel and everybody wants to be an oracle and a healer. And what I might have to share right now is it's not as easy as you think it is to be a channel and to be an oracle and to be a messenger and to really provide something sustainable where people shift out of their own hell into the light makes the best oracles. And the ones that have been through an excruciating amount of life experiences might also be able to be great life coaches as well as the oracle. The oracle is here to assist humanity in remembering who they are. And we hope that very soon in our future, in my lifetime, that we are all connected to our higher selves so that we don't have to go to anybody outside of ourselves for the information. With all of that being said, as I was traveling around North America, we were building medicine wheels to bring us in to the sacred circle. And this year is going to be a really big year to pray, not only for yourself, but obviously for your family, your loved ones, and for all of the global concerns that we have today pertaining to our water. We're asking Great Creator and all of the humans that are living on earth right now to really care about our water. How are you getting clean water? Do you even know what the process of you receiving water in your kitchen or bathroom requires? And if you don't know and you're an adult and you have children, maybe you can have a little fun research project this weekend, and you can choose a day and you can go down that rabbit hole to find out where do you get your water, and find out about your water system in your city, where that water comes from, because it's more than likely flowing in from some other location. Find out where all of the water goes to. Find out how it's filtered. Find out what are you going to do if the water runs out on Earth? What are we going to do if there's no water on Earth? So, how would we clean the water? That's what I'm saying. If there was toxic water, how would we clean it? That's what I'm asking. I'm sorry. So, how would we clean the toxic water if all the water was toxic? And so I bought a filtering system in 2020, and many of my friends are doing research and finding out how they can clean up their water in their ponds and lakes and oceans and rivers and hot springs. And we can pick up garbage around the water, and we can ask the city, how can we assist the waterways, and how can we keep our water flowing clean and free? And what is this about the pipelines? Do you know what the pipeline is all about? I know many people have heard about it through the news, the newspaper. They heard that there were protests, right? Something about the pipeline. What does that mean? What pipeline? What is that? So these are the questions that we want to sit down with our children and our families and make sure that during the holidays everybody's informed on how to get clean water, how to plant food, how to grow food, how to cook and prepare healthy, nutritional, healing food, and our air, making sure there's no chemical trails, making sure that there's no, I'm sorry about the pipelines. They're putting pipelines underneath our sacred waterways, carrying oil from one location to another. And when those pipelines break underneath our grounds, they are leaking oil into our water, into our land. That is polluting all of our food, causing cancer and illness. So we want to clean all of this up. And we are at the time where the prayers are going to be needed to pray for exactly what I was just speaking. If you want anything to go good in this world right now, it's not about believing in any one particular religion. You know, there are people that are on this planet that are Muslim, that pray to Allah. There are people that pray to God, to Jesus, to Buddha. There are Native Americans who speak to Wankantanka, great creator. There's a Wiccan. There's voodoo. There's all these different ways of practicing coming into the spirit and asking all of the guides that you can't see that are around us to help us, the angels, the ascendant masters, like Saint Germain of Fire, like Holy Amethyst, like Kuan Yin, like our Kachinas. We ask Great Creator during these times if they can connect with us, and on the other side, in the other dimensions, not so far away from connecting with us, because we're so connected to the sun, the moon, the planets that are not on this planet Earth, but that are we're all in the Milky Way, you know. So we are part of Mother Earth's consciousness. And right now, as we are praying, we're praying to all of the ascendant masters and angels, our blessed ancestors that live on the other side now, all of our galactic brothers and sisters that are benefic meaning good, are on the other side. And we send them love and light and gratitude. And we say things like, I thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. May great creator bless all of our angels, God, goddesses, saints, Elohims, archangels, and ancestors, all of our fae, all of the elementals. And as we communicate with these beings, now I've been doing this since I was a child. So as you speak to the universe will speak back to you. And the way that we do this is we pray. And it's okay if you pray in any way that doesn't bring any harm to anybody. So many people are scared and they think about black magic and or maybe even voodoo being bad, which it's not. It's communion. Your ancestors know what voodoo is, and don't disrespect the white Wiccans either. And Wicca isn't the same as the Native American. It's different. And there's not one above the other. This is where we take out the hierarchy and we allow human beings to be human, to have their culture. That's what matters. I think that culture and religion all around the globe is beautiful, but all of the books were written by man and a human who was mortal, just like us. So we might want to take a grain of salt with all of that, especially all of these years later, where the world is not as dense and unconscious and cold hearted as it once was. We know that abuse is bad. It's still happening a lot. But the way that it used to take place, the world, the way that we used to live was barbaric. The way that we allowed abuse and murder and rape to take place, the way that children were actually reared and developed and raised. If you take British literature like I did in college, you'll learn about all of the nursery rhymes and the different methods of raising children from the different periods that we went through, from infanticidal to, you know, the different eras and generations that allowed the parents to rear their children in a different way. And if you study about that, you'll see how we have been getting out of horrendous abuses 100 years after another. And so I believe that right now our prayers are needed because we are going through this huge shift. That's a paradigm shift. And no matter what religion you believe in, it's happening. As Trump went into presidency and Biden took it over, and we're looking at Mariam Williamson going for president in 2024, we're looking at going from a world where men ruled the world. Greed, fear, and control was the main staple of how people thought, interacted, and interfaced on this planet. It was all about the money, getting your bills paid, the white picket fence, getting married, having children, ba blah, ba blah, 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 blah. I never did that when I was younger. I got the memo when I was really young. And like I said, I'm a channel and I came into this world that way. And I've been developing my relationship with God even more so since the day that my mother died in 1981, 10 years later, 9 years later. My mother died, and I've been on my own, and I had to go through drug addiction and homelessness and being ostracized and mental health issues and being an alcoholic. And I am a survivor of all abuses that started out sexually in my own family, and then it led to me not choosing the best of company at a young age and being sexually abused and raped as a young woman. I wasn't really considered normal. I was a special ed student. Nobody really talked to me about being special ed. They just sent me to different classes, but I'm not really special ed. I am. And I wasn't informed. The way that I grew up was they didn't talk about anything. I had a lot of issues and I had behavioral problems and people didn't really call it out. And so what I'm trying to say is that in my time of growing up from the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, that was life. And we, as a planet, have been evolving in these last couple of decades. And since 2012, and now since 2020, we have an opportunity to birth the new earth. And so our prayers and any kind of ceremony or any kind of religion that you believe in, whether it's good or not, that's what we can actually aspire to. And as I say this, just know that we're witnessing all of the lies and the corruption through media, all of the people that are speaking truth, all of the death that is happening to the people that are speaking truth. These lies, this corruption, it's all being exposed. There are many people that have had eyes to see that humanity wasn't really operate in a way that was fair and just for all. And where we're moving towards now is going to be a time and place that we actually shift consciousness as a whole. We plant the seeds for the new earth, literally, and we grow our food. And we take a look at the technology that's being offered to us through AI and everything else, and we look at all of the old traditional ceremonies and the ways that the indigenous lived off of this land. And we ask the bigger questions about how we can live in harmony on this earth without laying down the pipelines, without the chemical trails, without all of these forms of injustices in the workplace, in the family, in the communities. If you know that somebody is not being treated fairly and you don't speak up for that person, you're denying yourself justice in the future. It's the truth. So for every time you don't show up when you have an opportunity to show up and be of service and be a voice and ask the right questions, to save face, to bring harmony, to make sure nobody gets hurt, that's what we're here for. And we're here to do that until everybody gets to this place where we agree on how to grow our food and allow people to live their best life. And everything became a commodity. And we just are witnessing since 2020, since COVID hit, the dismantling of all the old systems, the political, the religious, the economic, the medical. It is all being exposed. Agriculture, all of it. And the truth about who we really are as human beings, the history of the earth, Jesus Christ, extraterrestrials. Get your seatbelts on and get ready. And for all of the people that don't believe in some things that they think are conspiracy theories, just do yourself a favor and spend a day and go down a rabbit hole and find out what you find out and share that with the world. Be open. Ask your higher self what is true and what is not. And our truth will change from person to person. We all have unique needs. Even though we're all one, we're not all the same. Okay? Even though we're all interconnected, we're not all connected. Right? So let's look at realistically, logistically, in a spiritual sense as well, how we can take the technology of today and the traditional of yesterday, and how do we put these two together with allowing others to be as unique and special as they would like to be, and how are we enforcing the sacred law? That's what's up. So I'm just going to pull one card or two or three. We'll see. We want to ask everybody to take a moment at 24 minutes, and I'll just be a couple of more minutes. So this is Through the Eyes of the Soul. This is by Cheryl Yambrock Rose. The cards are from her. This is what the deck looks like, just in case you want to know. Cheryl Yambrock Rose is from the UK. And these are very beautiful visionary painting cards. We ask Great Creator of all that there is, taking a deep breath into our hearts, breathing out, asking Great Creator of all that there is to connect to the collective. What messages do we have? Okay. I had a feeling it would be 3. We have 3 cards. And here we go. Share your wisdom with others and shine your light is card number 1. Hi, baby.
Hi.
Come down off the mountain and develop the gifts that you have been given. Speak your truth. How beautiful is this? The hermit stands on the narrow path of initiation, and she's holding up the lamp of truth to guide those below in the darkness. And the background of the painting is the sunrise view from the northwest side of Mount Shasta on the morning of the harmonic convergence. Oh my God. And I mentioned the harmonic convergence here. Wow. In 1987, I was 16 years old in a rehab. Where were you during the harmonic convergence? And write that down in your diary today. The harmonic convergence was when everybody came around the world in ceremony to plant the seeds for us birthing the new earth right now. Aho! The staff that she's holding symbolizes the magical power of pilgrimage. And the leaves sprouting from her staff represent new life taking form and wisdom waiting to be taught. Her cloak represents protection while she is withdrawn and transversing the inner realms. Her lamp is the fruit of that introspection, shining out into the world and reflected into her eyes. We want to give thanks to that really beautiful card that's talking about sharing your wisdom with others to shine the light upon those. There are many people like myself. If you're anything like me, I volunteered. I consider myself the 144. We suffered a lot, but we weren't ever really successful. We were never really like on stage. We're not popular. It's like we're nobody to everybody. But yet, we are the ones that uphold the sacred. We're the ones that have that right word to say to somebody in a store that we don't know. We're the ones that uphold the sacred in our family, facilitating ceremonies, praying for others, and offering our services constantly to others. There are many people that are not acknowledged for who they are in their family and their communities, and they're overlooked. And that's sad because I believe that every human being on the planet has value and has a gift and has talent. And so today we're asking anybody that really sees themselves as a way shower, a light bringer, a truth bringer, somebody who has a solution for this earth. You're needed right now on the planet, and don't be scared and don't be ashamed that you just woke up a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago, or that you only read 3 books, or what the heck. You don't have to do all of that. We're asking all beings to connect to God, Creator, Source, the Divine Father, and Pachamama, our cosmic mother. And when you connect, you become an emissary of light and love. And it's not about a job title or a label that can define you for who you are and what you bring to this planet. You have value. For every meal that you cook, for every glass of water that you pour, for every prayer, ceremony, gift that you give, kind word that you share, we matter. The people need us. You know that. And there are so many people that were stuck in a hierarchy where only certain people could become this, or this. A football star, NBA, a musician, a spiritual leader, even. That's all been passed down, and there's been a lot of privilege and entitlement. And now we're asking for everybody to take a look at everybody on the planet and to give them. And if you don't feel like you have any worth to who you are, that is a lie. You absolutely matter. And I pray to God that if you're somebody who doesn't feel like you have any gifts or talents, I pray to God today for you to receive the miracle this week. to see where you matter. Somebody outside of you will see you doing what you do and acknowledge you. And I want you to take that as a message and as a sign that you do matter. Go and find a way that you can share your light. If you're an ex-addict like me, you can actually share your voice in a healing circle, in NA and AA. If you're also somebody who suffers from mental health issues like I do with CPTSD, you can go to a NAMI meeting. You could become certified as a peer advocate. If you're somebody who had cancer but then cured it, you can help other people who have cancer. If you're a builder who knows how to build with his hands or her hands, my goodness, do you know how many intentional communities want you to come to their land to build their eco villages with such heart and purpose, where we're actually planting the food for our future generations, and we're building healing sanctuaries and beautiful charter schools? Because let's face it, the old world and the way that it is standing right now, it's not good enough for us. We need all of you to shine your light and to go out there and to share that wisdom. And we want to give thanks to that beautiful message that just came through. And anybody who's feeling like they need to take a pilgrimage to Mount Shasta, she is the hermit. This is the lantern. This is Mount Shasta. Is anybody being called there? And let me know in the comments if you're being called to Mount Shasta and how all of this information is actually meeting you today. And if you want to find me on Facebook to book a session with me for a reading, I am 144 an hour, but I am also at a sliding scale. If you pay 144 for a full hour with me, you'll receive an hour and a half. For anybody who wants to book a 1 hour reading with me but can't pay 144, pay what you can. I would say that that sliding scale kind of starts at 40 to 144, and pay what you can, and I'll give you according to what you pay. And Great Creator's usually generous with everybody, and I give more. So I'm very generous as a reader, and I'm effective as far as I'll give you homework, affirmations, prayers, tools, and resources. And if you would like to book another session with me and take me on as a life coach, I'm going to be creating in this next month the ability to do so. And for anybody who purchased a reading with me today, I will account this reading that you purchased with me today for these packages if you wish to buy them in the future. This would be considered one. So I just want you to know that I'm also on a website, www.Yahira Lobos, YAHIRA LOBOS.com. And you can find me on Facebook underneath Francine, FRANCINE, DiGiorgio, DIGEORGIO. I'm also on TikTok underneath Crystal Nations with an S, 777. And I'm on Instagram with Crystal Nation 777. Find me in any one of those platforms. This lady right here is about to pop. We all are. And that's why that card came out, that many of us that have been hiding, that have wisdom, that have overcome something, that have healed, that have learned how to do something. Your life experience is all that you need. And take something from your life experience and share it with the world. And then here's the card 44, have hope for the future because new energies are coming in. Now that's about the astrology as well. Right now, we have some new energy coming in, but this is a good card. Look at this. And here is the star seed children. Children have been incarnating to assist us in the planetary transitions to come. And these star seeds have the mindset to deal with Earth's problems with new and innovative solutions. They carry knowledge from more positive civilizations existing in outer or inner space. These children or starseed adults can psychically read other people as easily as if they were books, and they're very intuitive. Star seeds can be recognized by a detached but determined sense of purpose, as well as highly evolved talents in the arts and the sciences. I just had a little fly over here. Starseed children are blossoming. There's so many already here. I consider myself a hybrid, which is galactic and also indigenous of this earth. The star seeds are considered to be the rainbow children, the crystal children, the indigo children, the blue diamond children, the rainbow children. All of these children have special intuitive abilities. They could be highly psychic, telepathic, empathic. They can also be highly in tune to the earth, all of her medicines. They could know things that you're like, what? How do they know this? And if you look at TikTok and Instagram, you will see 3-year-olds representing mastery right now. The children that are on the planet right now and the ones that are coming is a very unique high vibration. Welcome to the birthing of the new earth. It's not ever going to happen. It's been happening. Holla for the dollar. That's all of us. So we want to give thanks to that. And then we also have the last card, 26, return from the underworld. It's about time, everybody, to engage life. So this card comes with a journey to the halls of Osiris. And they're saying that a period of depression may be about to end, and tests and trials will create a metamorphosis in your entire being. And this painting is about the journey through the halls of Osiris, or the underworld initiations. And with each lesson learned, the neophyte becomes the adept, and then, after many trials, attains self mastery. Osiris sits on his throne in the Malachite chamber. His skin is verdant green, like the rebirth of life along the Nile. His sisters, the goddess Isis and Nephthys, stand at his side, while the fully bloomed lotus, representing spirit, hoovers in the air. Symbolic death and resurrection can occur in the physical world as well. Nearly everyone has experienced the dark night of the soul, after which they rise again as a more evolved person. So when you see new and evolved people, and whether that was 10 years ago or right now, it's because they go through the dark night of their soul. And what does that mean? It means that you allow yourself to lose everything, mainly your identity. Whoever you think you are, you may not be. One of the first foundations of learning who you are in human design would be looking at our personal lie. This is in human design. Our personal lie is asking us, who do we think we are? Who do we say we are? And who are we really? That's really deep. It's a lot to leave you here with. I'm going to let you know that we are in a time where all the planets are forward. And the first planet's about to go retrograde on the 23rd of this month. And by the end of this month, we're going to have an eclipse. We're going to have World Water Day on March 22nd. Let me reverse this all. March 20th and March 21st, spring equinox, which is also going to be an eclipse. This eclipse on the spring equinox is all about the light and the dark, and about us neutralizing it all. And if you've done your homework and you've allowed yourself to confront your fears and give up those addictions that we need to give up, then you're going to be okay. A lot of people that are doing soul work and shadow work, and they're asking bigger questions about like who they really are, so that they're not unconscious about who they are, will wake up and ask the bigger questions right now. And I just want everybody to know that we are in this full moon period to have the ability to put light on anything that is dark. And we're illuminating with the full moon in Virgo what needs to be focused upon, what we need to organize in our lives, how we could make these very significant changes that could be very small, to just cutting one ingredient out of your diet, like sugar. That's a big game changer. And if you just did that one thing, God bless you. An example of this is today's my first day doing Purium. I'm doing a health shake superfood. I'm detoxing from cigarettes and marijuana so that I can clear all of my cells and be prepared for this actual shift. So, like, I'm in today, I wanted to go to the gym and I wasn't able to, but tomorrow I'll be able to go to the gym and I'll be working out and doing ceremony and doing all of these healthy regimens for myself while I'm in school, while I'm writing my book, while I'm coming live. And everything seems to be finally coming in sync, because this has been a long time coming for many of us. And we've been in the trenches, many of us. And when we get out of the trenches, and I feel pretty shiny, and I'm going to look at myself right now in the mirror. Wow. Because when I'm looking into the camera the whole time, but then I look down and I look at myself, guys, I didn't look this good 10 years ago when I was 40. I didn't. And I'm starting today to do a detox to get off of sugar, marijuana, and cigarettes. But look how good I look compared to if you knew me 10 years ago. And all of my friends and family, I traveled and lived in 6 different states, and I was a volunteer for the Northern American Transformational Music and Art Festivals. Francine DeGiorgio, Yahira Lobos, is pretty well known by meeting people in the flesh. I didn't try to become anything until now. And now I'm stepping into who I really am, to rise to who I really am. And I'm going to be putting behind me 50 years of being looked at as a mentally ill, drug addict woman who didn't have a life. That's really how I viewed myself before. And now, if you ask me who I am, you might catch me looking at my videos. Like when I get done here, I might catch myself looking at my videos and really, I myself am falling in love with who I became. And I'm amazed. And I'm always looking at these videos and I'm witnessing myself right now, as if not that I'm separate, but that I'm just that much more aware and conscious of myself and everything I do and everything I think and everything I say. And there was a lot of times in life, just too many, that I would say something and hurt people's feelings. And that wasn't always my intention. There were times that people definitely got their feelings hurt with purpose and in great intention and a lot of power. And I was really good at it. And when I got sober 10 years ago, I did my best to bite the bullet and to be a volunteer, to be here for the people, by the people, because we are the people. And while everybody was fighting for competition and fame and money, I just put my nose to the sidewalk because I had some paying back to do for the planet. I wanted to make up for all of the things I did and said and didn't do and say, and really show Pachamama, Mother Earth, Gaia, this cosmic mother that I am a part of, that I love her so much, that I really am so grateful for the beauty, the joy that comes from the mountains and the trees and the animals. I'm so grateful for the hot springs and the oceans, the rivers and the lakes. I'm so grateful we have birds and dolphins and whales and bears and wolves and big black jaguar kitty cats. And I'm so grateful that we can plant our own food and provide for ourselves our own home from the very wood, the beautiful wood that grows in many different species of trees. We're so blessed to be on this beautiful planet. And I did my best to make up for what I have done. And I also forgive myself because I was abused and I was separated from my culture, my family, and from who I really thought I was when I was born. I was born broken to come back to be whole again. And I believe that that's our journey right now. And we take any bit of little tears that we have, and we want to give thanks to Father Kachina and Mother Kachina, Enforcer, Proudface, and the Eagle Dancer, and Morning Singer, and Grandmother and Blue Dancer. Kachinas are behind me. So I just want to say thank you guys. And having a good cry on a full moon is a really helpful, hopeful thing that you can do for yourself. And seeing that I'm at 45 minutes, and I just want to say thank you. Oi, 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 oi.